As I was just clearing my throat, you know what it is, guys. It is the early edition. We're an hour early. Eric has a hot date. No, he's going to watch some hockey. He has to watch some hockey. So we're doing it at 7. So this is the West Virginia College Show. It's presented by FanDuel. Now, FanDuel, guys, I'm not supposed to do a plug right now, but I'm enjoying it. I allot myself an allowance every week to spend on FanDuel. And later on the show, I'll talk about how I spent it this week. So, Eric, the window is closing for this portal. Sounds like we're talking sci-fi. Doesn't talk like this isn't college football. This is sci-fi. The portal. Doctor Strange. No. So the portal's closing. But Eric, you pointed out something today that I'd forgot about. The fact that if guys are in the football playoffs, then they have an extra window. They have an extra couple of days. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I didn't think we would get to talk about this because I just didn't think it was going to be relevant to us. Bigger schools, yeah, but basically the transfer portal we have one this year, which I prefer. I don't like having two, but it closes on the 16th, except for teams that are in the CFP, and those teams. Players on those teams get an 8-day extension so that they can continue, because right now they're playing. They can't, enter the portal. So to help them out, there's an 8-day extension. Now, to say that WVU would be courting players from that kind of team, I didn't even think that we would be in that market, but here we are.
Yeah, that's great news. So if you guys are puzzled by the thumb that went up, we have to determine what smell you like The Rock. Can you smell what WVU is cooking? Is it going to be a dumpster fire? Are you going to be smelling trash? Or is it going to be the sweet smell of couches burning in Motown? Eric, that's the question we're going to answer as the show goes on. So there we go. But to get us going more towards couch burning, a little bit more towards the couch burning and less towards dumpster fire, let's talk about a few things. So there were some studs. There are some studs. I'm going to go through a handful of them. And we're going to talk about, is that position, because it's way too soon to give these guys letter grades. We'll let another program do that. But right now we're going to talk about some hits. Now we're going to say, are they base hits, home runs? I don't know. We'll know. I'm not a big baseball guy, but we're going to talk about it here. So Rich Rod added 40? He had 46 guys transfer out. So that would make you think, Eric, that it's a dumpster fire, right?
That's a lot. That's a lot of players.
A lot. Unless he's taking out the trash. These guys don't fit. I throw stuff in the Goodwill box. If it's too big, maybe stained, it just isn't me anymore. Like those bell-bottom pants and that the hot pants, the booty shorts I have, just don't do it for me anymore. So guess what I do? I toss it out. So maybe that number 46 were number 2 as far as the amount of guys transferring out. Maybe these guys weren't the big impact pack players that the Mountaineers needed. Maybe they can get some big time talent. So is there anybody that just pops off the page to you of guys that you're like, man, I am excited to see that guy either smack someone, tackle someone, or make a catch?
For the guys coming in, we have a lot of guys coming in that I think could be impact players. First of all, I'm dying to see the Latimer brothers. That'll be a great show. Of course, seeing the running back Amari. I think he is someone who could make an impact early. Malik and Michael, those again, that second set of brothers, I want to see them. Powdrell, I love this guy. You watch his plays, and my goodness, he rocks people from the safety. They used him to blitz from the corner, and they would sometimes put him in. I think at safety and have him blitz, but he plays so much bigger than he is. Who else?
I'll throw a few in there while you're thinking of some other guys.
Hit me, man.
I'll tell you what. I would have to say the transfer guys that I'm going to hit some transfer dudes here since this is the transfer portal. I'm talking to Ron Francis. I mean, West Virginia seems this year to have their thumb on the 4-star recruit. They're picking up what they're putting down, whether it's not working out at LSU or I don't know what the problem is, but this guy has a lot of upside, a lot of potential. I don't know if he wasn't coached well. I don't know what his reason was for leaving. I don't care. I'm glad we got him. I think he's going to be able to get in there and produce right away. He's a wide receiver. He's just like these other guys. He's over 6 foot, long arms, and we talk about that radius. Like Step Brothers, lots of room for activities. We'll see what his ceiling is, but he's a guy. And you had mentioned Michael Hawkins Jr. He's one of the brother combos where his brother's D-back, but I think the position of quarterback is trending up with him. Definitely. Before he came on board, I thought it was kind of flatlining. But what are your thoughts? You think the quarterback position is trending up?
And I love your take on this. It is way too soon to start giving out grades.
Yeah, you can't give grades.
Excuse me. This is like your mid-year performance review, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
I think we're definitely headed in the right direction when it comes to quarterbacks. Wyatt Brown is someone I know. He's still, he's just dipping his toe in the water. But I think he's got something to bring to the table. Of course, with Scotty, and then you add Michael Hawkins Jr. There is going to be some strong competition in that quarterback room. It's going to be fantastic.
No, I agree. And you had talked earlier about was that Harper Holloman you had mentioned?
I did not, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I have him written down as an edge rusher. Now, when you have a directional school, I usually give them shit. But Western Kentucky has this it looks like a character from a Happy Meal, like some sort of cartoon little wiggly thing on it. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, what's that have to do with Holloman playing ball? Nothing. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. Western Kentucky, dig it. I dig that. Whatever.
How about the Stolsky kid?
Oh yeah.
I shouldn't call him a kid. The Stolsky started off in Minnesota, went to I think it was FAU, and to watch him play, he looks like somebody went back to the Dick Butkus era and just absolutely upset this player. He is just stout and he hits hard. There's something about him too. I don't know how he does this. He breaks the laws of physics because he doesn't come in necessarily flying in and deliver a shot. He just holds his ground and drops people. He's gonna clog up the middle for us in defense. He'll be fun to watch.
I agree. I agree. Where did he go to school before? Try to think.
Minnesota and then FAU.
Oh, FAU. Okay. Because I can't keep track because I know this kid just played for Memphis last year. It's coming to me. Kamari Wilson, maybe safety.
That's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. Man, what a stud that guy is. I mean, last year we were talking about guys coming from like Southwest Missouri State. John Jay School Criminal Justice in New York. That's the real school. Yeah. No, guys, you're getting guys who played at Florida, Arizona State. I'm referencing the one, the only Kamari Wilson. So he is a playmaker. I think he had a return for a pick six. reading through the stats. I'm trying to read through my notes. Good luck with that, Shane. Now, talking about line, Jacksonville State seems to be the what do they call it, pipeline? I think.
Oh my lord, they're our junior league team.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You know, Bubba Grayson. That sounds like a made up name. Like I'm writing a script and I have to have a football player or somebody is working the door. And what the hell is this guy's name going to be? Let me think. Bubba Smallstone, Bubba Grayson. That's it. Offensive lineman, Jacksonville State. So, uh, right now there's going to be looks like a little bit of I don't know. I wouldn't say competition because I think Devin Vass has it. It's his to lose. He has the job. But
You know, I'm going to jump back to Kamari Wilson for a second.
yeah,
People got to know something about it. He entered into coming out of high school. He was a 4-star,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's not a commonality for us to have a four
It
star.
it's becoming a commonality, Eric, because we have the pulse of the 4-star this year. It used to be West Virginia, and correct me if I'm wrong, would get maybe 2 4-stars in the and maybe 1 or 2, 3 would be a great year. Uh,
That if that if two,
if
three would
2,
have been a
yeah.
great year.
I honestly lost track of how many they have. I'm thinking 7 or 8 guys that were 4-star, maybe more than that. I think Shane, I'm referring to myself in the third person because I think I'm having a moment. I think there might be. You know what? Monday we're gonna have to go through how many 4-stars we have.
I think
That,
that's a good thing to do.
we'll
And
go
the thing
through.
is that coming out of high school, he was a 4-star. At Memphis, and we talked about grading and how that translates into the number of stars as well. He's scoring out at 87.7 at Memphis. So he's really holding his value. His game is translating pretty well at the collegiate level, and that's a good thing. I think too. I think he's another one that could be featured in Zach's defense. Do you want to jump back to offensive line?
I'm just changing the color there. Sorry about that. No, let's jump back to offensive line. Let me see here. Let me. I just want to hit that. Kevin, Kenny. We'll try to answer that later. Man, there's so many. So I mean, he is basically. It's almost like the draft for him. I think he has most of his needs, and he's just going out for the best available. I think that's what he's doing.
At this, well, I don't know. Lineman. What was our most troubled spot this year? The offensive line. And
Well,
what did he, not to give numbers, but what
no.
is the
Oh, we lost him for a second. Speaking of offensive linemen, there's a guy from Wyoming, I think it is. West King. West King, that's it. He's that cat that I think he's going to be maybe the next Zach Frazier. He's legit. Wait for Eric to come back. There he comes. Eric, can you hear me? So, anyways, with that being said, as soon as Eric comes back, I just want to talk a little bit about Mr. King. I think he's going to start. I think he's going to start for West Virginia in 2026. And there's no one on that team, as far as offensive linemen go, that have the
there we go.
physical talent. So I'm having like a love session talking about Mr. King, West King. Not to be,
I was headed there too.
I think he's a better get than, I mean, Brown probably has a bigger upside.
Oh yeah.
But currently, as it stands, this kid's a grown man. He's a grown man among boys that are 20 to 25, I'm saying. Played for Wyoming last year. And this can't be right. This can't be true. He has a protection grade of 74.7.
That doesn't seem right to me. I have a score for him of 89.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it was higher than that because King hasn't allowed, and this is another thing I think I might need to fact check, a single sack in his career. 1,750 snaps total.
That sounds right, but I mean, as far as from what I've heard, I've got that he's never allowed a sack,
Not one. Yeah,
and
that's what I see here. Not one. Not one.
that's crazy. Yeah, and like you said, now he's only going to have 1 year of eligibility, but he's coming here with a ton of experience. And like you said, he is a mountain. He has his own zip code, as we've said before.
Yep. Sign, seal, deliver, shipping included. Uh, no postage needed, right? Whatever. I'll tell you, Cam Cook. You know, you were talking about the brothers, the other set of brothers. What's his name?
The
Latimer.
Latimer,
Yeah,
the Latimer brothers. Yeah,
Latimer brothers. I always get that. I can't. I see it down here and I can't pronounce it. So, yeah, I can't read. Reading is fundamental, right? Especially if you're doing a damn podcast. Uh, Running back Cam Cook. I was excited about some of the other running backs we got. And the more I read and watch this kid, I read an article and then I look on YouTube and I watch highlights. And I don't want to use Divine's name in vain or Slayton's name in vain, so I'm not going to make the comparison. This guy is legit. He's all-purpose back, 1,600, 1,700 yards in that ballpark, 16 touchdowns. He had 10 100-yard rushing games. So you bring that to Milan Puskar Stadium, and in combination with a splash, fast, quarterback, you're going to have some highlights. Michael Hawkins and him, 1-2 punch. I mean,
and not to overlook Scotty, but yeah, anybody
yeah,
in Rich, any quarterback in Rich's system.
Yeah,
You know,
just fake the handoff and then then take off. I mean, that's just that's going to be a money play. We go to comments here. Take that off. Hey, Eric, are you a fan of the fullback position?
who doesn't like them some fullback? I love because West Virginia, in the years where we've had a big back, we've had good seasons.
I like big backs, and I cannot lie. No other brother can deny, right? But that's Sir Mix-a-Lot. That's not we're going down the wrong road there. Okay, so check it out. I'm going to share this. This young man just put this out there. His name is Colin Reminowski, and he is a fullback. And he said, I'm blessed to receive an opportunity to play at West Virginia. Now, same thing happened to you that happened to me. I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I looked at that and I'm like, oh my God, that kid looks like Owen Schmidt. Eric, I showed you that and you said,
that looks like Owen Schmidt.
Yes, because guess what? It is Owen Schmidt. This kid posted, and Eric, I'll let you tell because you made this observation. This kid had the I don't know how to say it. You can say it.
It's one thing for players to appreciate that they're getting, either an invite to come and visit the campus, or even better, when they get signed to come play here, and you'll see their picture in a uniform, which is great. And I mean, that's fantastic. It's a whole different level of respect and appreciation for the program and those that came before them when they post a legend like Owen Schmidt along with their thank you statement to the university. That's a whole different level of maturity and appreciation. This guy's already got tons of points with me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna have to, with that, the yin to the yang. This shows class. This shows hard edge. It's unlike. I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up. I'm not going to mention names. You can bring up the names if you want, Eric. But there was a certain player at West Virginia that was saying that it's not fun to play at West Virginia. and that person was called out saying they don't have a hard edge. Is it sour grapes? Is it legit? Is there an issue? Like, should it be fun to play at West Virginia? I think it's a lot more fun if you're winning. I think the Pat Macks, the Steve Slaytons, the Pat Whites, those guys look back and they had a freaking blast because they were winning, right? They're winning. Eric, what do you think of that? Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
No, what do you think of that article? What do you think of that article that was out a couple days ago?
So I really like this. This is going to be a sensitive subject and contentious to some folks, but here's a hard edge view. Look, I want players to come here and have a good time and enjoy the experience, but more so than that, I want them to come here with a purpose. And you can have a good time at summer camp, okay? But if you ask anybody who's ever played for Rich, I don't care if it was when Rich was here 20 years ago, a lot of his players at the time, they hated him. And the reason they hated him is because he was working them hard. But you know what? They won a lot of games and they had fun with each other. And not only that, a lot of them went on to futures in the sport, whether it was coaching, but a bunch of them played in the NFL. And you don't get to the NFL by having a good time and just playing and partying at the collegiate level. And now, in particular, where players are becoming professionals, guys, the time to make TikToks and other things like that, I get it. But if you want to win at this level, not only did the level of professionalism need to rise once the door to NIL was opened, the competition raised. That also raised because now you've got to earn your spot every single year. Just like coaches have to re-recruit their players every year, you're going to have to come in. And I think that's something that hit a lot of players wrong, is that every year you're going to have to prove yourself. And that goes hand in hand with having a contract that is year to year. So if you're thinking that, 1 year to the next, and I get it, these players are sacrificing a lot, they are risking a lot, but they're also getting paid a lot. And if they don't feel as though they're getting paid what they're worth, okay, we get it. You may have opportunities elsewhere, but you're going to have to earn it here. You're going to have to earn it every single year. And that's part of the hard edge mentality. You're muted, buddy, but real quickly I'll add, one of the benefits of that hard edge mentality that says you have to earn it every single year, you're getting better every single year. That is one of the consequences. So when, coach is screaming at you and demanding perfection every single play, it's going to show on the field.
Yeah, the struggle's real. I mean, you got to think back, these guys just 10 years ago, sharing a case of ramen, between a couple of them. I mean, not having two pennies to rub together, playing ball for the love, only eating at the training table because that's the only place you had any food. That's legit. That's love of the game. Now, these guys are getting paid. They're getting paid well to play a game, to get an education on top of that. Stop your bitching and moaning. You want hard, go work in a coal mine. Go work on a lumber yard. Go work on as a lineman, fixing power lines. Work pick up that garbage in 15-degree weather every day by yourself in the truck, and then go home and have to do it again the next day, only to figure out that that's still not enough to pay the bills because shit's going up every week. So that's hard. So cry me a river, you freaking weak ass kids. I'm sick of this shit and I'm just tired of it. So I don't want to hear complaints from the has-beens, the who's-beens, the people that were here. I want to see work by the guys that are here. I want to see appreciation. I want to see dedication. And I want to see some freaking wins, baby. That's it. I'm off my soapbox. Thanks,
Not a
Ovi.
bad soapbox. Can I add to something there? You said
Yeah, pile it on. Sprinkle that on there for me.
so. Talking about players who have been here and how things used to be. Here's firsthand experience from a guy who lives in the town. You see the players out in public. Okay, that's just part of the environment. Geno Smith. Would you say he's been one of our most prolific quarterbacks? You might have heard of the
Yes,
guy,
yes, the most successful, like longevity of career. Didn't win a Super Bowl yet, but you know,
but he's been in the league for a long time, and you
journeyman.
don't
Yeah.
stay in the league. You may get in the league and be okay. You don't stay in the league if you're okay. You got to be good to stay in the league. When Geno was here in town, do you know what he drove? It wasn't some Lexus or Land Rover. It was a ragged out. I think it was about a 10 or 12-year-old Camry,
Oh,
which
yeah.
Camry is a good vehicle,
Yep.
but it was not like off the lot. And I remember thinking, if Geno Smith is driving around in a Camry, that dude's for real. He's putting in the work, and he's not getting special treatment. This guy's doing what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
He earned a
He's
whole
not
different
driving a
level of
Camry.
respect from me.
He probably has a Lexus now. So
I'm sure he's got quite a few.
yeah, there you go. So with that, well, welcome. If you guys are just tuning in a little late, I had my temper tantrum at minute 25. The temper tantrum, I think, was well deserved. I'm just tired of it. But moving forward, I think this Colin kid, I hope he becomes a Mountaineer. I pray he becomes a Mountaineer, because this is what the doctor ordered. And I'm not talking about Dr. John's, the old bar down in Morgantown, Sunnyside back in the day. So now I'm done bitching and moaning. Let's get back to talking about the Mountaineers, current Mountaineers, the new Mountaineers, not the old Mountaineers. So we went through. Now I'm going to go through these guys, and I'm going to tell you who I'm most excited about out of the transfer portal. And I would have to say, shoot, is it Kamari Wilson at safety, or
Yeah,
is it Cam Cook? Which one would you say
it
is the more exciting?
well, Cam Cook's our running back. He's a star running back from Jack
Yeah,
State.
yeah. Like which one you're more
Oh,
excited about seeing? I'm just talking about these transfers, these guys in the past like 10 days. So I'm thinking like Cam Cook, Wes King, Kamari Wilson, maybe Bubba Grayson.
so we were talking about which positions are trending up and down. I'm going
Yeah.
to jump on the offensive line and say we are trending way, way up.
Yes,
And
I was. Yep.
because of that reason, I'm ready to see me some Cam Cook. I'm ready to see me some positions like
Right.
some running back. Cam Cook, if you haven't seen his highlights, they're easy to find on YouTube.
Yeah,
All you got to
yeah.
do is search them. But his top end, I would love for it to be just a little bit faster, because
Yeah.
he has gotten caught from behind a time or two. But whatever his top end is, he gets from
Oh, acceleration
from
is there.
handoff to top end. Yeah, right now.
It's like he has a
And
governor at 120, and that engine can get a little bit more. Maybe the weight room, maybe this staff can just get a couple more horsepowers out of him.
I tell you, and that if that happens, watch out. You were very respectful, and I'm not being disrespectful, but I am going to say, to me, he is reminiscent of a Noel Devine, and more specifically
Yeah.
a Steve Slayton, because the
Yeah.
thing about Steve that made Steve kind of unique, Steve could sit there and wait for the seam to open in the zone blocking, and as soon as it opened, he'd put his foot down and he was gone. His
Yeah.
acceleration is what made him so hard to tackle. And when I watch Cam Cook, that's what I see. His acceleration, he gets to the second and even the third level of that defense in a hurry.
No, I'm so excited. I mean, I think the backfield, we talk about the 46 at left. And beginning of the show, we talked about, is West Virginia going to be in Morgantown? Are the Mountaineer fans or the students, are they going to be smelling? They going to be smelling dumpster fumes from a dumpster fire? Are they going to smell that sweet? Oh yeah, that sweet upholstery burning, maybe from a leather couch or maybe a plaid couch burning on Grant Street. I think they're going to be smelling upholstery.
Either way, we're going to be grilling hot dogs and other things on that fire, but they always taste better when they're grilled over a couch fire.
Yeah, carcinogenic coated wieners. Yeah, give me 2 in a bun and a 99-cent for 6 bun, maybe the Wonder Bread bun. So yeah, we're heading around and have fun here, guys. Because guess what? The window's closing, and we'll give a good old rank here. But guess what? Moonshine, the Bombardier, is saying he was right. Hawkins Jr. and Cooks, everything cooking every week. Get your popcorn ready. Ha! I love it. Nice. So I like that name, Moonshine, the Bombardier, Bombardier, Pilot the Bombardier. Sound like Jimmy Stewart. He was a bomber pilot. Anyways, so talked a little bit about the dumpster fire, couch fire. Maybe this video was we're too soon on it, but I had to put it out there because Kevin Brown literally, when he signed, lit a couch on fire, and his grandma told him to do so. So I had to use that. I had the video I used the snippet for one video of his exact couch he was burning, but it didn't look as good as this couch I have burning here. So, and those aren't my couches I was burning. Didn't take those. I just took those off the interwebs. Someone else has burned that couch. So don't be looking at me. But let's talk a little bit about basketball, and then we'll jump back to football, because we're going to have probably a 45-minute show tonight. Throwbacks for this week's Colorado game. You're a fan of the Coal Rush. I am not as big of a fan. I love the fact that they're honoring the coal miners, and I love the black hats. I can't find another black hat like this. This has a little bit of a wear right here, wearing out there. Can't find any more black hats. They're all kind of goofy. With that being said, these uniforms, Eric, I'll get your opinion. I can't tell if they're old or new for the basketball team. They look the same.
Well, I would agree with you. There's only been in my lifetime probably a handful of unique uniforms that really stuck out. But by and large, they look very similar. One of the reasons why I like the Coal Rush for the basketball uniforms.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they look like. I think I saw a snapshot of them. The jury's out now. We'll at the end of the show. We're doing a little early. At the end of the show, we always talk about basketball, but I just couldn't wait. I want your opinion. Is Houston that good, or West Virginia that bad? This weekend was a bad loss. Didn't score for 15 minutes. It was 5 to 30 until they start scoring. And they went for a streak where they scored, a lot of buckets there, probably 15 within 7 minutes. But I have to agree with Earth. Eric, Houston that good, West Virginia that bad, or hold the phone?
We said at the beginning, well, we've said a number of things, but the Big 12 is murderous in basketball. Yeah. It is absolutely a rough league. Houston is that good.
Yes. Yeah. I think the defense, West Virginia played good defense, and they held Houston that was lighting it up at 3-point range. Made them keep shooting the outside shot and kept them to 20 points at the half. That's a feat in itself. Now, the second half's a whole nother story. And offensively, the first half, they just couldn't get anything. Houston just shut them down and wouldn't let them get a good shot. But I agree. After that big win last week against Kansas, they go into Houston and they take a big L. But don't worry, guys. There's going to be some good games. Going to be some good basketball. The Mountaineers might, based off of last week, might be a bubble team. So we'll talk more about that on the show. We always give about 2-3 minutes. But this is the West Virginia Call-In Show, sponsored, brought to you, presented by the one, the only FanDuel. So, there is this is the playoffs, and FanDuel has a playoff switch. So you can click that on the FanDuel app, and it's time to have some fun. So every week I put about $10 into FanDuel, and I have a little bit of fun. So just go to the app, download FanDuel, and guys, I can't say anymore. I'm glad we're sponsored by FanDuel because it's an easy site to use. There's more on there than just sports. They have some slots, some games there. But anyways, back to the show on the West Virginia Call-In Show. This is Thursdays, and every Thursday, we usually come to you at what time, Eric, on Thursdays?
8.
8, but we're coming early this week. Mondays, we are at 9. So every Monday and Thursday, you can catch us on the Voice of College Football. Now, Eric, some more house cleaning. With that negativity at West Virginia, what do you think of Ty Edwards going late into the portal? I was surprised by that. I thought we were going to keep him.
I did too. I'm not upset with Ty, and I can understand where he's coming from. Good.
Yeah.
I think that
no.
I think a lot of these guys are just in a position of they've got to make business decisions, and especially with Ty, my understanding is Ty's got 1 year left. So with I hear we have we've got this upcoming call-in visit. I don't know. I think it's kind of a thing where he felt like he had to make a business decision. I don't fault him for that. I'll always be appreciative of this great win we had over Pitt, but okay.
Yeah, he said something that broke my heart, made me feel for him. He said, every game I play, I got real bad anxiety. I always get tired. All the training, all the running doesn't mean nothing. The first couple plays, I'm super drained, super tired, super anxious. I think the pressure was getting to him. I think, finally, maybe someone reached out to him, maybe a smaller program, and asked him to come play, and maybe he won't feel that way. But the fact that he was feeling like that and this decision was made later makes me think that someone came in and saved him. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
Yeah.
And again, it was the week after the Pitt game. You knew he got hurt in the Pitt game, and it's either the week after or the weekend after that.
Yeah.
He had tried to play injured, and you could see he tried. He just couldn't get any push off of that bad leg. I really do wish him the best. I wish that he could have stayed.
Kenny says you got to have some faith in Ross, just like Rich Rod. Yeah, true. I believe it. So Kenny also says, what players that left with not being picked up yet, will they or can they? They can return.
Yeah.
It's like, Kenny, did you ever have a yard sale? You get that masking tape. You take your pen out. You write 25 cents on it. You stick it on this cell phone. You stick it out. Friday, no luck. Saturday, no luck. Sunday, you put 10 cents on that son of a bitch. And guess what? Still doesn't sell. You don't leave it out in the yard. You bring it in. You use that, whatever it is. You might have to take the sticker off. But I think he is a serviceable back. I don't think he'll start, but he's a big back. And I'd love to see him suit up as a Mountaineer. But I think he could start somewhere and be a hell of a good back for maybe a smaller program. He looked really good. There was a couple plays where he looked really, really good. But he could have looked better last year, and it wasn't on him. It was, our offensive line had some issues. So you can't put all the blame on Ty Edwards. And the fact he felt that anxiety and that crippling anxiety where it just took all his energy out. I feel bad for him. I really do. Inside, I mean. I don't know what that means. Kenny, tell us what that one means, and we'll answer your question. Let me see if we have any more questions, because this is the West Virginia Collins Show, and we will answer all questions. I talked to Jackson Johnson, who is he has a show called The Jacksonian, and he does the Alabama show here on the Voice of College Football. So I'm going to go on his show next week on, I think it's Tuesday, Jacksonian. But Jackson also goes on Mountaineer Paul's show. So you guys have probably seen him on that. So I was talking to him about 40 minutes ago about the Steelers stuff. And we were talking about how Alabama's having some problems. But also talked about, I have never, in the past week, I have developed a new fondness that I thought I was losing for the college football game. And Eric, there have been some wonderful college football games, playoff games, these past weeks. Anyone that sticks out that you just thought was just a humdinger of a game?
So if you're talking about in the CFP, to me, the obvious answer is Ole Miss and Miami. That literally came down to the last play, and even in that last play, it's still in my mind a blown call, but it was
pass interference. Yeah.
But to me, it was also a matter of every single player on that field was scrapping and giving everything they could. And I can't say it wasn't like it was a dirty play. It was just guys competing. And so, yeah, to me, that was the game. I also thought if we're talking more about just postseason play, the BYU game, oh my goodness, that was another great one.
Mm-hmm. I even think the game before that, Miami. I love the Miami game. That was fantastic. The game before that, where Ole Miss played Georgia, another one that came down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
But I love seeing West Virginia's own, native of Western Pennsylvania, coached in my hometown of Indiana, PA. I grew up like 5 miles from Indiana, PA, but Kurt Signetti just whooping that ass, just taking that tiny behind the woodshed and putting stripes on it. He is a hell of a coach, and he knows it. And he's not a dick about it. He's like, we just win. That's it. Handled Ohio State. That was very entertaining. And I think Miami has their hands full. Miami, I say it every show. If this is the WWE, they're Razor Ramon. They're the bad Hulk Hogan. They're Hollywood Hulk Hogan, they're Razor Ramon, they're Roddy Piper, all rolled up into one. They're the perfect heel for the college football. I love to hate them, and I love to watch them. You can hate the Hurricanes, but love to watch them. That's just the way it is. Just like I hated Michael Jordan, but I loved watching him. I didn't really hate him, but I just got sick of him being so dominant. Do you think that that Kurt Signetti's Indiana Hoosiers can go the distance undefeated and beat the Hurricanes. What's your pick for this Monday?
Oh, putting me on the spot, man. To me, the best team to play Miami is Indiana. They are outstanding at imposing their will. They are disciplined, but they are determined. And that's what, and let's face it, Miami's a bully. They've always been the bully as part of their heel shtick. And, while they're sitting there hitting you over the head with a folding chair, they're talking about your grandma. Indiana's going to come out. They are going to force their will and their game plan on Miami. And when Miami starts playing dirty, Indiana's going to punch some people in the mouth like, it's Mountaineer football style. You got to tighten up that chin strap a little tighter, that sort of stuff. Put your tape on a little tighter.
Yeah.
This is going to be Miami. This is the perfect matchup. I mean, quite honestly, this is as good a matchup as you could have hoped for. I think this is going to be reminiscent of the Catholic versus convicts matchup.
Yeah.
And
I'm thinking
it's going to be great. I think it's going to.
Yeah.
I'm going Indiana.
Indiana. I'm going back to like 86 Penn State, Miami, that type of thing. That's the feel it has for me.
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm talking about this, because this is a college football show, but because Mountaineer fans, I'm talking to you. These guys that went to James Madison that followed Kurt Signetti to Indiana, I think there's 8 of them left. 6 of them start. Most of these guys had, guess how many stars, Eric? Guess how many stars these guys had?
Probably not 4.
0 stars. Didn't even get a sniff. One of the kids walked on to James Madison, and these guys are putting it on people. And Kurt Signetti does it with having shorter practices, being very, very disciplined with his time management. The coaches have time to go home, talk to their kids and their families, put their kids to bed. That doesn't happen in college football. That's unheard of. So the fact that this is happening and the fact that Pittsburgh lost their football coach and people in Western Pennsylvania, you think they would say John Gruden or no, they want Kurt Signetti. That's not going to happen. No way in hell. But that's what people are clamoring around here for. Guys, I say it every show. If you're a Mountaineer or we're a Mountaineer, we're rooting for you. We're pulling for you. Because guess what? What do they say? The rising tide raises all ships. And the fact that he did it the way he's doing it, got to the championship with these players proves that it can be done. So it should give you, Mountaineer Nation, hope that Rich Rod will be able to build a program in the next couple years. It's going to take a little bit of pocket money, a little bit of church, pass that church offering around the stadium. Put that dollar in. Don't be putting change in there. And guess what? I think West Virginia could actually turn the corner and be a program that it was 18, 20 years ago. Eric, what are your thoughts?
Buddy, there's a lot to look forward to. And just like Neo said in The Matrix, I'm not here to tell you how it ends. I'm here to tell you how it begins. And I think we're looking at year 1 this coming up. We're watching the preface of that. It's going to be great to follow along with and just kind of track the story as it develops.
Yeah, Paul's saying that, Paul, if you want to pop on, you can. I'll send you a link. He said, I'll say this about the record over Oklahoma State. That means 46 transfers. If they end the portal now, he's going to be disappointed. No defensive ends and missed on several prospects. Yeah, they struck for the fences on a few guys and whiffed. But what I'm hearing is there's still a few guys out there that they're trying to get that could save it. That's why I didn't want to just, say that, it's, but we didn't give him a grade. Eric and me wouldn't give him a grade because we were Shoot,
It's
just trying to see
soon.
what's happening. Too soon, yeah. But no, you're right. If it did end now, with there was such a bang. I mean, just a surprise on how well they did. What was it, 6-8 weeks ago?
Yeah, the high school recruiting.
Fast forward to now, we thought they'd have the same type of momentum, get the same results, but I guess it's apples and oranges. So, yeah, Paul, you're right, brother. Eric, we're getting ready to close the show out. You have fun at your hockey game. Next week, because of the national championship, we're probably going to go a couple hours early. So, guys, 7:00 next Monday. I hate to change it, but guys, we have lives, and I want you to be able to enjoy Kurt Signetti. I want you to be able to enjoy the heels. I know Paul's a WWE fan. The heels that are, the Hurricanes. And I hope you can smell what the Mountaineers are cooking, because it's pepperoni rolls and W's, I hope, and a few more studs in the portal, not duds. So, dumpster fire, couch fire, to be determined, but I hope I'm smelling that upholstery and not that nasty trash. Eric, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, buddy. Always a great time.
Now, just going to say one last thing. We're going to let you go with the great state of West Virginia's flag. And hey, take care, all.